Thursday night football, and we have a good one. We got the Miami Hurricanes versus the Cincinnati Bearcats in Cincinnati. It's going to be rocking. Should be a great game, and I'm going to back under the total in this matchup. I know a lot of people want to probably take over the total. I believe the line is going to continue to go up before kickoff, but I like under here. I think the way this game is going to be played out gets us under that total, and let's start breaking it down. All right. So odds makers came out with a total of 68. It's gone to 69 at some places. That's fine with me. I still think it's going to be under 70. I'm taking under 69. I'm imagining before kickoff it's probably going to get to 70 or over, but I still like under the total here. So you might want to wait. Just kind of have to watch that line and see how it moves. Okay, when we start breaking this game down, what I like is for both of these teams to keep the ball on the ground, keep the chains moving, and thus eat up some clock. To make it hard to get over that total. I know they're going to throw the ball when they have to, maybe add some play action, but I just don't think we're going to see enough to get over this pretty high total when we start breaking it down and seeing how these teams will probably attack each other. Okay, let's start talking about these teams. Miami Hurricanes coming in, having a good season. They come in overall averaging 40 points per game, 518 yards of offense per game, 6.7 yards per play. Third down conversion rate, not good. 22.22% on third down, but not that big of a deal. They've been moving the ball up and down the field with little problem. I look for them to move the ball against Cincinnati too, but how they do it is the key. I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground. Cincinnati's run defense worse than their pass defense. And I look for Miami to try and exploit that, then work in some play action and things like that. Both these teams are going to score. I just don't think they're going to get up to as high as the odds makers have set this number. Defensively, Miami on the year, they come in, they've allowed 26.5 points per game, 425 yards, 5.8 yards per play. Third down conversion rate, 44.83% their opponents have against them. So they've been subpar at best. Another thing that kind of jumps out at me, though, when I started breaking this game down is that total seemed kind of low, compared to how these teams have been playing, especially looking at Cincinnati last week against Memphis where they put up like 1,000 points. So it was interesting to me that they set it where it is, but I think they got it. I think they're spot on with this one, and I think we're going to see, like I said, under the total. All right, let's talk about Cincinnati. Backup Hayden Moore is in for Gunnar Kiel, and he's a good quarterback. He's led him last week, no problem. Led him to a comeback win the week before. Drove the field there, and then against Memphis, he was fine. I thought he came in, did a nice job, was able to make some completions, but he has thrown 4 interceptions so far this year. So they might have some turnovers. And because of that, I think Cincinnati's going to be a little bit more conservative with them. They'll take some looks downfield and they'll find some open spaces. But I think they're going to try and keep the ball on the ground a little bit more than people are probably anticipating. But that's how I think it's going to play out. Offensively, on the year so far, Cincinnati, they've been great. They're averaging 36 points per game, 618 yards per game, 6.6 yards per play. Third down conversion rate, 44.19%. They're solid. I expect them to move the ball, and I expect them to score, and I expect Miami to score, again, like I've said, but I just don't think it's going to be as high as odds makers have said it. Defensively, Cincinnati, they struggled a little bit, but last week they faced a really good Memphis offense. I don't think they're going to have as much trouble this week with Miami, and they're at home, so I expect the defense to step up. On the year so far, they're allowing 40 points per game, 438 yards per game, 6.4 yards per play, and a third down, 30.95% conversion rate. Now, that's a pretty solid conversion rate on third downs, what they've allowed opponents. And so I expect them to go ahead and shut down Miami when it counts, make them punt. Again, go ahead, get the ball back, move the chains, keep the ball on the ground. I think that's the kind of game we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see a lack of offense. I just think we're going to see a lack of explosive offense, thus under the total. Okay. So we got under the total of this game. I think we're going to see a really good matchup here. I'm looking for a final somewhere in the 20s actually from both these teams. Maybe 35-28, maybe lower than that. But I just don't see this game getting over the total. It's going to be a great one. And if some funny things happen, maybe they'll get over it. But I don't think so. I think we're going to see under the total in this game. Should be a good one in Cincinnati. And I wish you luck on your plays of the day.